Hello, everyone. My name is Della Simon, and I am a blogger. I like to read books, and I'm a Toastmaster. And today I'm gonna be building some Legos and talking a little bit about UPW, and that was Unleash the Power Within by Anthony Robbins, and a host of other people. It was a really interesting event. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is the molders of meaning, the Triad. And what the Triad basically is it's the source of all our emotions. I'm gonna try to simplify all this, and these were all breakthroughs for me. And to you, you might be like, man, this I knew all this stuff already. If you did, I really do apologize, because these were breakthroughs for me. I was blown away by this knowledge here. So the first force is physiology, or the way we use our bodies controls our energy, our emotions, how we're feeling in the moment. And you see how I'm kind of like slumped over here and kind of speaking in this tone? Well, if I just boom, you know what I'm saying, and change the way my body is, I can instantly change the way I feel and how I do things. And that was revolutionary for me. So now when I don't feel like doing anything, I can just blast, you know what I'm saying, into another state and just do what I want to do. And it's, you know, it's kind of for breakthrough for fear too, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, I don't want to go do this, or I don't want to fill this out, or I don't want to apply for this, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I do want to do it. Like, this is what I want to do. This is for me. This is what I want to do. So I break out of that weak, sad, helpless state. So the next idea, which is the source of all emotion, is what we focus on. So what we concentrate on is very simply what you spend your time on, what you think about is what you will become. I mean, this is obvious, right? Everyone knows this. It's a pretty interesting mantra, because it has proved very true for me. And I was thinking about this event when I first decided that I wanted to go to this event. I didn't have the money to go. I couldn't afford it. That's what I thought. And once I signed up, I told myself, you know, I focused on getting the money. I focused on, you know, getting the resources, setting everything up. And 2 weeks before the event, I was paid up. I was ready to go. You know, I was all paid up. And I went with no expectations. And the reason why I did that is because I was watching a foreign exchange video, because I'm really interested in forex trading. And this man said that since all trades are random, it really is kind of like betting, but you're betting on the volume. So doing like 400, 500 trades that you would be making your money, rather than just getting big bank on 2 or 3 trades because you're gonna lose. So he said he traded with no expectation. So I was like, you know, I'll just go to UPW with no expectation. And with that being said, I was blown away. And that's a little bit about my experience. But the third thing that's really interesting is the language or the meaning that we associate to things. So if something happens to you and you're like, man, that shit always happens to me, and when you say that, that's true, you know, that's what you want. Or you say, I'm always getting challenged, but I'm getting better because I'm getting better and I'm learning all these challenges, you know. And if the same challenges arises again, I know how to handle it because that's what I do. Then the way those two people live their life is significantly different, and their experiences and the way they enjoy or get crapped on by life that's why, because they think that way and they perpetuate that. So those are the 3 molders of meaning. Physiology, the way you change your body, you know, and get agile and get flexed, you know what I'm saying, or start thinking, you know, into another state. Focus, what we think about, what we spend our time on, who we hang out with. And the last idea is the language or meaning. Bad things always happen to me. Life is bad for me, versus life is very interesting and always a thrill for me because something's always happening. So the second idea I want to talk about very briefly is building rapport. And basically like when you're getting to know someone, and this was an exercise, this was very brilliant, Tony shared it with us, to model their body language, and not even model, just like copy it, but not like in a very obvious way, but like in a subtle way. And I definitely practice this, so this is my experience, but this was a breakthrough. And he said, so their body language, the way they talk, like their tonality, their vocal variety, the way they shift, the way they present ideas, the way they use their hands. And so Tony said to do that. You know, when someone's talking, when you meet someone, you just subtly, if that's the word I can use there, you do their body language. You just repeat them. So yesterday I met some people because I'm in Toastmasters, and we had some new guests, and I spoke to him, and I was just like, there was a man. I spoke to him. I was like, what kind of books do you read? And he started talking, and then he like shifted his body, and then he made a gesture where he broadened his hands, and then he shifted his body. And subtly, I just started like getting into the same body language and the same. So he was very grandiose with his ideas. So when I replied, I made my ideas very grandiose, and I used my hands. And then when someone sees you do that, they instantly like, and it's just not. I don't think it's on a conscious level. I think it's subconsciously. They say, hey, here's a friend. Here's someone who understands me. And this is what Tony presented, and this was a breakthrough for me, because when I do that, it's really interesting, like, and I do it for all my friends too. You can do it for anybody. You just start doing what they do. If they're slumped over, if they come over like, hey, how you doing? Then I'm just like, I'm doing great, you know, or they're just like, you know, they're like, nothing's happening for me or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, you're right, ain't nothing out here, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you know what I'm saying? It's really interesting, and it's really a game. But when you do that, and it's kind of a skill too, because I notice I can do it with anybody. I have friends on the lower economic level. I have friends on the higher economic level. And that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? I have friends in different stages of life. I have older friends, I have younger friends, and I just match them at their level. And it's just such a benefit for me. It's not manipulation. It's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not persuading them to do anything. I'm just showing them how quickly I can be just like them. And it's such an exercise. It's so fun. So try it. I promise you'll enjoy it. And then one more idea, if I could talk about another idea, are the 6 primal needs. And then, so those 6 primal needs are certainty, uncertainty, significance, love/connection, growth, and contribution. And if I can talk a little bit, just briefly, about those 6. So the first one is certainty. So certainty is basically, and these are needs that everyone has on a subconscious level. So you don't say like, oh, I want certainty in this meal, or you know what I'm saying, in this food, but you might get the same thing every time, you know what I'm saying, or you might get the same sandwich or whatever. That's you seeking certainty on a subconscious level. It's really interesting, and that's just one, you know, kind of low-level example, if you will. But the second one is uncertainty. So if you're someone who likes to try something different, has a little flavor in life, or you know, you go to different vacation spots just to test things, then you may have we all do this. We all have these 6 needs, but you have a need for uncertainty. You like to try different things. The third one is significance. And let me just remind you, this was a breakthrough for me to learn this, because when I hear someone in conversation, or when I see someone where they do something, I understand why they do it, because we all have these 6 needs as humans. We all have these 6 needs. So we have certainty, looking for the same thing, or comfort, you know what I'm saying? You have uncertainty, looking for different things to throw the life variety. We have significance, which is when you tell somebody this is an example, by the way, when you tell somebody about what you did and they say, oh, that's so great, I'm proud of you, you know what I'm saying? You want to get known, you want to get recognized for what you have done. So that's significance. And I can see myself doing it when I had a conversation with my mom yesterday, and I was telling her a little bit about what I've done, and she's just like, yeah, I'm proud of you, you know, you're doing what you need to do, you're taking care of business. and I felt good about it. And that's, you know, that's just me seeking significance. So we have love and connection. You know, when you call your parents, when you call your significant other, and you let them know you love them, you want to feel connected, you want to love them. Growth, we all want to, if you're not growing, you're dying. So we all want to go to the next level. We all want to be better with ourselves, in at least some way. Sometimes it's kind of hard to understand where people want to grow, but inside they really want to grow. You just got to kind of dig for it, if you have the patience. And you have contribution. You want to give back. I want to be known, at least, and I know you do too. If you're watching this video, I know you want to be known as someone who can grow and do good and be good and give back to whoever you want to give back to. So with that being said, those are the three profound ideas. Those are three profound ideas that I want to start with, that I found very, very powerful and interesting as breakthroughs at UPW, Unleash the Power Within, where we walked fire. Yes, we did. We walked the fire. And with that being said, I want to say thank you for watching this video. I hope you come back to watch more. All right, bye-bye.